time for our Oxy Movie Moment, where we're going to discuss good, bad, and bad, good. We're talking about hiring the right person for the wrong company, but also why you'll never kick Keanu Reeves out of bed for not understanding character.
That's right, dear listener. Tonight we're going to tell you about bad actors in great movies and great actors in bad movies.
All right, James, you want to give us your first? We're starting with the bad performance because we always like to end on a positive here.
Sure.
And even when a movie's crap, you can genuinely appreciate a good actor.
It's funny that you led with the Keanu Reeves of it because I got to talk about one of my favorite movies. Understand what I am about to tell you is one of my favorite movies.
Don't tell me what to do.
Of all time. But Jesus Christ, Dracula.
No, help me out.
Bram Stoker's
I'm talking
Dracula.
Bram Stoker's Dracula, Keanu Reeves.
But his accent.
Oh my God. I love that movie so much. But if somebody were to ask me point blank, can you really justify Keanu Reeves in that movie? And I'm like, I can't. I'm sorry.
No, how could you?
No, I can't. I can't do it.
I can justify it with one word: speed.
So yeah, if you're talking about great actors, bad performances in great movies, that's an instant go-to for
and
me.
A fantastic movie, man.
Oh, absolutely.
All of it. And the thing is that I would be so bold as to say the entire rest of Bram Stoker's Dracula is so brilliant and so well acted that everybody else's performance lifts Keanu Reeves' performance up.
No. There is no harm done to this movie by Keanu Reeves.
No, not at all.
In fact, him being there isn't a negative. It still works as a positive.
Right. It's I don't know, man. They give you a plate of hot wings and one of them's kind of cold, and you're like, but it's still good. I'm still going to eat it.
And see, he's not the hot wings. He's the celery stick
Right.
that comes in hot wings for some reason.
And you know what? I'm still going to fucking snack on that because I'm a
Right?
celery dude.
Yeah.
So, you know what? It's fine. But, that's what I was thinking of when you were like, oh, yeah, bad performance in a good movie. And I'm like, it's a stretch, but, it is a bad seriously, it is a bad performance.
It's genuinely bad.
Yeah.
This one for me, I'm gonna be honest. This is a bit of a cop out, and the reason is I never in my life have felt comfortable critiquing an acting performance as bad. I'm overly willing to say a performance moved me, therefore it was good. My whole thing when I go to the movies is that I want to care. When I leave, I want to care. Right. And if the movie accomplishes that, I feel like everyone did a great job.
It's more fun to like things.
Yes, but I can do one of these. I have one. So, the movie, one of my favorites from one of my favorite directors of all time, Django Unchained. Oh man, what a movie. What a cast, what an incredible series of performances all around from everyone involved. Jesus Christ, that film. My God. Here's the thing. Tarantino loves to self-insert himself. He loves to put himself in movies. Mm-hmm. And it's a very small part that he put himself in this movie. And we've all seen him. We've seen him in Pulp Fiction. He has the lines that no one will ever be able to say in polite company ever again.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, but here's the thing about Quentin Tarantino. Again, one of my a director of my lifetime, maybe. He can't act, and he has no business putting himself in movies. And the original rumor that he was going to cast himself in the role for Brad Pitt in Inglourious Bastards made my skin crawl.
That's crazy.
He can't act. So he has this performance where he does a weird little accent and he says a few lines and he acts like an ignorant hick in Django Unchained, and it is the least convincing part of the entire movie. You're there, and I'm not going to say it makes the movie worse. There's nothing bad about this movie. He's there as a joke, so that everyone can be like, ha, look, it's a director. He's just having fun on set for a couple days and then back behind the camera. And that's why it never bothered me. And I left the movie going, what a fucking masterpiece. Absolute masterpiece. Flawless film. And yeah, you know what? In that movie, his acting is fucking bad. Because he can't act. Because he's not an actor.
Weirdly, not the only actor I've known who insisted, for no reason whatsoever, to do an Australian accent.
Right?
Like, why?
What are you doing?
Right.
But yeah, it's funny. I thought you were gonna do a clever thing and point out Leo DiCaprio, who was cast in the role of a person who is a bad performer. And,
No, he does that perfectly.
yeah, he is
Incredible.
good at that job.
Absolutely incredible.
All right, John, what about you?
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Oh, God.
Yeah. What a fucking movie.
And for the record, I know
What a fucking movie. I love that movie.
I know
I was in
that
fifth grade when that came out.
right, and I know nostalgia has not only nostalgia, but here's the deal. If you have not seen it in a long time and you think, well, I don't remember it being that good, like it couldn't be that good. The fact
Actually,
is,
really good.
the fact is, watch the extended edition, the theatrical cut. And I rarely say that about extended editions, but in this case, there was a few like magical, weird elements, like the kooky right-hand lady of Alan Rickman's character. And in the extended version, they show you exactly how she's doing all her little con artist crap.
Can I just say something about this movie? This movie
Yeah.
feels like it was coming in, like it was like a final nail in the coffin of the old school, like dark fantasy era that we had in the 80s. Like it really feels like the
Dark fantasy
tail
Robin
end
Hood,
of
but
it.
like big
Yeah.
budget and
Oh,
like
yeah.
all the money, all the
Very
stunts,
much
all the
so.
sets, all the actors.
And
Yeah.
also, like, we tend to forget that it was kind of going for a grittier version of the fairy tale that was hyper realistic. And so when you watch the extended edition, it not only does it explain a lot of stuff, but there's a couple scenes between Alan Rickman and the crazy lady that is downright like old Vic Shakespearean.
Yeah.
It is phenomenal.
You
And
could tell they actually like tried to make a great product with it, and it shows. Like,
Oh
it
yeah,
is-
what a movie.
yeah, and every performance except one. Like even Little John and his wife, not only do you see their love and strength, but you see like a shared history from these two European actors, And but Kevin Costner.
Good God, the Kevin Costner of it.
It's so bad. In fact, you know what?
It's so bad.
Just for kicks, I'm gonna audience fair warning. I am going to lie right now, but I'm gonna put it doing the voice of a character. Okay, pretend I'm somebody who worked on set of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. All right. Well, you got to understand, man. Like Kevin, he fucking nailed it. He nailed every single. Like there were locals who weren't quite familiar with the Costner thing who were coming up to me like, oh. Mate, like, where's this guy from? Glasgow or something? Like, no, he's American. Are you shitting me? He's a Yank. He did such a wonderful. But Kevin, he's a perfectionist. He's a control freak. John Fogerty or whatever. Costner insisted that all the reels of his takes go with him, and so he shipped them himself, and fucking lost, gone. But because Costner's a perfectionist. Before every full performance take, he would do just a walkthrough, just to test lighting, sound, all that. So he would just say his lines by rote, just walking through, hit his mark, wait for the other person to say their line, go back. And so that was it. That was all we had. And it's a tragedy. Like we lost the real performance.
Why didn't he have an accent?
Why didn't he have a performance?
That is
also true.
And you think I'm being hyperbolic. You think I'm exaggerating.
No. I remember.
I'm telling you, hypothetical listeners of this or watchers, trust me, go back, watch it. It is phenomenally just a guy saying the lines he's memorized. Make sure the lighting's right. Am I spot? Okay, cool. All right, let's roll for real now. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're not going to lie. And, here's the thing. Growing up, one of my favorite movies as a kid was Dances with Wolves.
Right?
I like him in that. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But the more I think about it, he has the exact same voice and the exact same character in Robin Hood.
And for that, it kind of worked, being stoic. He doesn't know anyone. He doesn't know anything. He's just trying to, play it cool and not get stabbed with an arrow.
Yeah.
All right, so next up, we're talking about
Good
good performances
performances.
and
Good
bad
performances
movies.
and bad movies.
All right, I'll lead us off with this one. This I knew immediately when you gave us the topic.
Oh.
I did not have to blink when I saw, like, this is what we're going to be talking about. Because when I think about great performances in a bad movie, there is only one man that comes to mind, and that's Raul Julia.
Oh.
And his performance in Street Fighter. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the story, Raul Julia had no clue what Street Fighter was, but his kids loved it. And so they insisted that he take up the role of Bison because they love Street Fighter so much. And this man brought with him a performance that is like Shakespearean. There's this whole line where he gets confronted by Chun-Li, and he's like, I don't even know who you are. And she's like, you killed my family, you killed my village, you did all these things. And he's like, you know, for you, the day that Bison appeared in your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
Ming No Wen.
And bonus, he didn't like prepare with like, because they asked him like, did you like study like great dictators, fascists through history or whatever? And he said, no, I played the game. I watched the character. I kept playing it over and over and watching the character. And like, that's incredible because for so little that they give you of any character in a 16-bit game, like he does.
Oh yeah,
deep.
he absolutely fucking nails it. I also do. I want to cheat just a little bit because I had a very close second, and this one is also very near and dear to my heart. Frank Langella's performance as Skeletor in the Masters of the Universe
God,
movie
yeah.
Oh, Frank Langella's a fucking legend.
is one of the best performances of all time, and I will still defend that movie. I love
And
that
the
movie
makeup.
as a kid.
Holy
but like
shit,
the
the makeup.
his performances, like literally every time he is on stage or like on screen in that movie, he is dominating the fucking screen. Like he brought Shakespeare to He-Man, and I was so fucking here for it. And I want every live action Skeletor that they fucking make going forward to just pull from Frank Langella's performance.
Well, he's
on
so
that.
much cooler than the cartoon character.
right?
Yeah.
The
Like,
cartoon
he's-
character's kind of a whiny little
Yeah, he's
asshole.
a dork. Frank Langella made him fucking evil, man. Like, it was so good. So, yeah, I just had to throw that one out there. Hector, what do you got?
All right. So I'm going to talk about the little-known Dungeons and Dragons movie. Not Honor Among Thieves. No. The year 2000 Dungeons and Dragons movie that I don't think anybody watched. Starring
I
and
did.
top billed cast Jeremy Irons as an evil wizard. And if you ever go and watch this movie, you're not going to have a good time. The movie fucking sucks. I'm not even kidding.
But look at the
Too much early 2000s, like literally year 2000 CG instead of sets. Bad everything from everyone, everywhere. This movie feels like a B movie with an A movie's budget.
Oh my God, I forgot she was in it. Thorn.
Yeah. But Jeremy Irons, you watch him in this movie, and he is every single scene, he is doing the most anyone possibly could with the material given, and he rules. Every time he is on screen, it is a fucking treat. Every time he is not, you want to leave.
You can never accuse Jeremy Irons of not knowing exactly what movie he's in.
Yeah, agreed. And yeah, no, Jeremy Irons, the most entertaining, turns this turd into a polished turd. Like, absolutely, might be worth watching just for his scenes alone and then just forget about the rest of it. If you're a Jeremy Irons fan, which you should be.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love Jeremy Irons? That makes no sense.
All right, John, bring us home.
All right, I am going to do a movie that is like, think weird science and maybe Young Einstein, a combo of like wacky, stupid comedies with a fish out of water thing. Except imagine like only 10% of the effort. Encino Man. Like, fuck it, let's just shoot something in L.A. Who gives
Isn't
a
that a Pauly
shit?
Shore movie?
Pauly
It
Shore movie,
is.
and sadly, he's not even the worst part. Weirdly, the worst part isn't Sean Astin's performance. It is Sean Astin, the character, like that he plays, is just like by halfway through the movie, you're like, why doesn't the school bully beat the shit out of him? Because he should. And it's just a lame. It's one of those movies, people don't realize this, but in the olden times of the 1990s, a movie like Encino Man was dumb on arrival. Like there was never a moment where anybody thought
every
this
Pauly
was.
Shore movie was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody thought like let's have a caveman in modern day LA was a cool idea. Like they all knew it was dumb. So nobody took it seriously. Nobody gave a shit. Everybody was lazy filmmakers, lazy writers, except Brendan Fraser brought the effort.
Oh, he did.
Oh,
Brendan
yeah.
Fraser tried so hard, not only for all the characterism, like he inhabits this caveman in the 1990s.
Yeah, just
And-
exporting culture from California.
And there's actually a scene where they're going through the museum, the history museum, and he realizes, like it dawns on him, like what is going on. And he cries. Like he has this whole scene where, he doesn't sob like a big fat baby like Ben Affleck, but he's like, in one of the dioramas trying to start a fire with the fake tools from his dead ancestors. And he's just crying and just frustrated. And it's a beautiful performance for this terrible movie.
You ever see the movie Monkey Bone?
I did see that.
Yeah.
Weirdly, I think who deserves the mad credit for that is Chris Kattan.
Yeah,
Holy
no, that's
crap.
very fair. There's just something about Brendan Fraser movies. Like no matter what he's in, it could be the most obvious rom-com slop. It could be literally anything, and I'm just happy that Brendan Fraser's there, no matter what it is.
Puts forth the effort every time.
Yeah.
All right, I think that is our Oxy Movie Moment, guys. Hope you all enjoyed, and stay tuned for good night and good game.